I'm Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network Forum. Today is Friday, February 12th, 2021, and you're watching WGAN TV live at 5. We have an awesome show for you today. Introduction to the Momenzo for real estate agents and for real estate photographers to shoot, edit, share real estate videos. And here to talk about it is the co-founder of Momenzo, Guillaume Tayyab. Am I close?
Yes, perfect. Yeah, well done. Thanks, Dan. Yeah.
Awesome. GM, thanks for being on the show today. I thought where we would start is maybe just by playing a couple of examples of what a Momenzo real estate video looks like, even before we jump into talking about Momenzo for real estate agents. Let me see if I can go ahead and share my screen. And I think you can see my screen there, and we'll resize that. And this is an example of a Momenzo real estate video for a listing. And I'll play one more. And you can still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, Guillaume, those are two examples of 23 different Momenzo real estate agent templates. What problem or problems does Momenzo solve for a real estate agent?
So basically, Momenzo is a video app that's helping real estate agents to create their own videos in just a few minutes. So basically, you don't need to learn any software, any like complicated software. The editing is completely automatic with your branding. You will have your logo, your profile picture, your contact details, and then you can just play with the app and choose the templates you want for different events. But I think we will talk about it a little bit later on. So basically, it's just like a shortcut to make your own videos in just a few minutes. You shoot it, you are still with the owner of the property, and the editing is already done. You can already share it. You don't need to go home to spend time editing. You can focus on your client and not like spend a lot of time or pay an expensive filmmaker.
And how much equipment do I need to buy in order to shoot a Momenzo real estate video?
So that's another power of Momenzo, actually, and we are lucky because of, nowadays we have very powerful phones. So you just need to use your phone. That's the first thing you need. But we really recommend as well that you use a gimbal, the gimbal that you can put on. I mean, you put your phone on it, it stabilizes the video. It's really helping you to make like very smooth videos. That's the really two things you need. So basically almost nothing because you already have a phone. And yeah, quite simple. You don't need to spend money on any expensive equipment. Yes.
And is that a Momenzo iOS app, a Momenzo Android app?
So it's both. You can use it on iOS and Android, both of them.
Okay, so I can shoot just with my smartphone. A plus would be to have a $150 gimbal that stabilizes the smartphone. It's not a requirement, it's recommended.
Exactly.
But I don't need a DSLR camera. I don't need.
No, you don't need any extra camera. Actually, I mean, the better your phone is, of course, the better will your video be. And when you think about, for example, if we take this one, the iPhone 11 Pro, when you think about it, you can use as well the wide angle, which is really, really good for your inside when you shoot a property. So yeah, you just use your phone, and like I said, better the quality of your phone is, better your video will be, but you don't need to buy an expensive DSLR that you are going to use only for videos. You can use your phone, and they are super powerful today. So like, yeah, we are very lucky for that.
And what, so, okay, so I don't need to spend thousands of dollars on gear or special devices to hold a rig, et cetera. Boom, it's my smartphone. What about software? Don't I need to go buy some kind of editing software? I saw on your examples, there were transitions of text, and it seems like it's pretty complex of how all that gets done. I'm a real estate agent. Do I have to understand real estate software to create a Momenzo video?
Yes, so basically the software is the app. So you can go on the website, you just need to subscribe to the app, but then you don't need any extra software. You don't need a computer. You don't need to export all the data on your computer and then to edit it. And a funny story as well, when we developed Momenzo, when we tested it, it was with my grandma. She's 70 years old. And we said, if she can do a video with Momenzo, anyone can do it. And she made it. And actually, we have the video showing her shooting her house with a gimbal, with Momenzo, automatic editing. It was super simple. So yeah, we made it. So yeah, it's really, really simple. And then you can play if you want, like, it depends on the branding you want. If you want a listing, if you want to do some events like a new listing, if you want only the branding, but we will see later on the different templates. Yeah.
I'll go ahead and show those templates now as you were describing them. So we looked at two of them. I think you can see the template screen right now.
Yes.
Do you want to walk us through the different templates that you have and why?
So yeah, so basically just to remind, Momenzo has been developed with real estate agents. So all the templates you see here, they are all made kind of with real estate agents. So it's not from us. It's like we try to match all the needs of real estate agents. So what you have first, very important, is your listings. Of course, when you show property, you want to, you can share it. You can share it on your social media and everywhere. You want to show the property with all the details. So that's the listing. You have like the walkthrough 1, 2, 3, 4. It's all with the details, the icons, and your branding. And then you're going to have different events. So it's more about telling your audience what's coming, like, oh, I've got a new listing. Oh, very important as well. If you sell a property, you want everyone to know that you sold it, and you want your branding to be on this, animation, because anyone who is seeing a video of you with, your branding saying it's sold, is giving you credibility. And then we have other videos as well with the, like, only the branding. So you don't have anything about real estate icons or anything. It's only with your profile picture, your phone number. And yeah, so basically you have 23 different templates to be able to use it everywhere. And you can see it here as well for rent, very important as well, saving a lot of time, when you want to shoot a property, want to show a property, and save time on viewings. And you can see it. So you have all the templates for all the needs of the real estate agents. Yes.
Okay, so I don't need to invest in any camera gear except maybe for a gimbal stabilizer for my phone, my smartphone. And then I don't need to buy any software because all the software is in the app.
Correct. Yes, okay. That's it.
So I tell you what, why don't we play the video that shows how to make a Momenzo video, and then maybe you could provide some commentary over the video about what's happening. Does that sound cool?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Okay, so let me go share screen again. Just take me a second. Okay, so you can see my screen now?
Yes, perfect. So actually, as you can see here, we have the gimbal, the Zhiyun Smooth 4. So you can use any gimbal you want, but this one is quite good. And you can see on this video as well, we are using a wide angle because we were shooting with the iPhone X. So you can put like an extra wide angle outside of your phone, which is helping as well. And then here, so we've done a first shot, and you can see I was editing the light. I mean, you can play a little bit with some like small contrast that is helping maybe to put some light on your videos. And then, so right now you can see you can just click on the red button. You have 3 seconds to position yourself, and then you just record and you just follow the green line. As simple as that. And every time you make a shot, you can review it straight away. So if you're happy with it, you go forward. If you're not happy, you just do the shooting again. And now we have like 5 steps. So now we're shooting the kitchen. And as you can see with the gimbal, you have a lot of, you've got more movement, right? You can go from the top to the bottom. It's really helping to give more impression when people are going to watch the video. So you can see again, you can review the shot, you can add some light if you want to. And then if you're happy, you just go forward. And you can see on this video, yeah, you have as well some tutorials. So we have a guided version and a pro version. And on this version, you can see every room, we have some recommendation, how you should shoot a room. It's helping you to like maybe have some examples if you don't know how to do it. So now we've done the bedroom. So you can still put some light if you want to. And now we're going to go to the bathroom. And we have one more shot. And so again, you can see, I love it with the gimbal. You can just play. It's so easy to use, and it's giving you like so much more flexibility on your shots. And one more time, you review it, you watch it. If you're not happy, you just do it again. And if you're happy, of course, you go forward. And now when you've done the 5 first shots with the guided version, you can add as many shots as you want. So basically, if you want to add an extra room, like maybe you want to shoot outside, you want to shoot more, you can just add as many shots as you want. You can even speak in your videos. It's going to record your voice. And with the editing, when you are speaking, the music is going to go down automatically, and your voice will be over the video, and it will go up again when you stop speaking. You can add some speed effect as well. So every time you choose what sort of shot you want to do. Do I want to speak? Do I want to put some like speed effect? And then as you can see, we are almost done after 3 minutes, like no cut. It was recorded with a GoPro showing you we are not cheating. Everything is in only one shot. And now you just complete the project. We are still in the house, and then you have the logo. You will have your logo there. You are going to have all the different branding, like we were showing you with your phone numbers, all the details. As you can see here, everything is done. So we are still in the property, and your editing is done with all your details. And of course, the details of the property that you can add, you can change. For example, for the price or anything, we can see it on this template, but you can edit it at any time as well. You can come back to the project and edit if you want to change something. And at the end, you have all your like contact details. And then it's super easy if you want to go from one template to another. You just go inside the app again, and you click on the magic hang, and then you can change the templates. In one click, you go from one template to another one.
Awesome. So a lot went by in a very short period of time, and I still have some questions there. So how did all that text and graphics end up on the video that you shot?
So basically how it's made. First, when you register with Momenzo, we're asking you for your logo, your profile picture, your contact details by email, and then our team is going to set up your account. So we're going to work on the account. We're going to set up everything, that all the templates will be with your graphic design. Everything will be ready inside the app. When it's ready, we send you an email saying, okay, now your access is ready and you can log in, which is why when you log in, everything will be made with all your personal branding. And then you can go from one to the other. And then everything is super simple. So yeah, actually, yeah, I don't know if do you want me to show on my phone as well, or some
Sure.
maybe how it's. So if I go inside this project, so for example, with this template, then if I want to change from one template to another, I will click in the middle here. And as you can see, so we have some platforms, and I'm going to have, let me show you all the different templates. Just take off my flight mode just to get all the templates. Here we go. Yes. So you have all the templates here. So we have all the workthrough we were talking about, all the original, and you just click. You can see at the back of it what it will look like. So let's say I've sold this property. So I just keep going down, and I want to say I sold the property, and I just click here, just sold, and my editing is straight away with my branding saying I just sold the property. And then if I want to export it, I click on share. Sorry, it's not easy. Click on share. No, it's exporting. I say export. So the video is going to be exported to my phone, and then I can export it anywhere I want in one click as well. My social media, maybe I want to share it on YouTube to get the link, and maybe to post it, I mean, not the sold one, but for another template, maybe you want to share it on your MLS platforms. And then you click on share, and then you can choose, like you have some recommendation here, and of course you can do more. And some clients, they love to do it as well. For example, with WhatsApp, you can send the WhatsApp video to a client as well, which is very simple.
Awesome. So does the video ever go to the Momenzo server, or no, it all happens within the Momenzo app?
So for iOS, everything is inside the app, so it's not going to the server. For the Android version, it's a bit different. The shots are sent to the server, the editing is done on the server, and it's coming back. But we don't touch anything, we don't like stock anything. Everything is then on your phone, and you do whatever you want with the video. We are not going to have a special link that you can only use. No, it's your video, you do whatever you want with it. It's like a normal video on your phone. So you have no limitation on where you want to share it.
And does the Momenzo logo appear on the video at any point?
Not at all. No, it's only your branding, and you can even hide your branding sometime if you want to. So basically when you are inside the app, and it's actually quite new, let me show. So for example, for this template, you can see I want to, for example, for this video, if I want to hide my logo, maybe I want to hide my profile picture, you can choose. So sometimes you want to show your logo, sometimes you don't want to, just click, and the editing is done again automatically, and you have nothing to do.
Yeah, so in the United States, typically for MLS, you want a version that doesn't have any logos, nothing that would identify the agent, no agent photo, no agent logo, no
Exactly.
agent info. So is it easy just to turn it on and off?
Yeah, so basically you have templates called no logo as well. And then when I click on it, then all the branding is going away. I just have my normal video with no more branding. You can just add, if you want to, the reference at the top. But yeah, everything is in one click. So you just go inside the app. Yeah.
Do I need to shoot the video twice in order to have one that's branded and one that's unbranded?
No, you shoot once, and then you can change with the template, export one, and then come back. You want to change, for example, some information. So I didn't show how you had the information as well. Let me show you that because it's quite important. So if I go back here, for example, as you can see here, you're going to have all the details of the property, right? Yeah.
Yes. So when did I add all this information?
So you have two solutions. You can add it at the beginning. We are asking you some questions, but if you're busy, you just want to shoot, you can skip them, and then you can come back to it at any time. And if, for example, the price is changing, you just come back to the editing, to the app, you change the price, the editing is done automatically with a new price, and you can export it again. So you won't have to shoot many times. You shoot once, and then you can edit with all the different branding, all different information, and like you just organize as you want, just in one click.
So I can have branded, unbranded, updates such as sale pending, sold,
Yes,
and I'm just going into the same video to make those changes.
exactly.
So
Yes.
select the appropriate template.
Because basically any property has go through different events. Like, of course, it's always a new listing. Then you have a self-spending. Then, before that, you might even have open house, maybe not during the COVID or anything, but you have different events that you go through and you want to share it. It's very important. You need to share it on your social media, because more active you are and more people who are following you, you are getting trust from them. And it's easier for you to create content and to be more visible and to get credibility. And maybe if someone wants to sell their house, they're going to think about you, because every time they see something is going on with your listing. So it's super simple for them to create videos like every week and to share them on their social media, for example. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how, you're talking about that it processes on an iPhone. How long does that processing take?
As you can see, we just watched the video together and it was just in one shot. And I was actually, for example, shooting this property and it took 3 minutes and 50 seconds. So basically,
so it took you under 4 minutes to shoot the house.
Exactly. Plus,
how long to process?
It depends. On iOS, it will be like quite instant. And on Android, it can take maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute, up to maybe 3 minutes maximum. You have nothing to do. You just wait, the editing is done, and that's it.
So on an Android smartphone, I do need to upload it to the Momenzo cloud. Does that take a while to transfer that video if I'm on 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi?
No, if you have a good connection, it's quite quick. You have nothing to do. Basically, you just click I'm down and the app is going to work for you. And then it's going to tell you, okay, your video is ready, and that's it. So you have nothing to do. Just like grab a coffee or something, in 3 minutes it's done.
Okay. And so far I'm trying to keep track of time. It sounds like one could say in less than 5 minutes.
Yes, for both. Yes,
you can shoot a house and have a fully produced video. So I think maybe to be on the safe side, say, okay, we have 2 levels, 3 levels of a house. That certainly within 15 minutes, that sounds like it's way more time than you possibly need. But truly, you could go through a house and shoot a listing in something like 5 to 15 minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's correct. Basically, of course, it depends on the side of the side of the house, of course. But the only thing you have to do really is just to walk through the house, maybe talk behind, and then it's like, I will say the longest parts most of the time for videos is editing. That's taking so much time. I don't know if you've been editing as well, but it's taking ages just to make all your video perfect, the sound's perfect, the cut, and if you want to add some layers, you have to use After Effects. All the templates are made with, this difficult software, After Effects. So you won't need to learn After Effects to do that, because it's already done in the app.
And how about in terms of the quality of the video? What is this 10?
So basically it's full HD. So any video you want to do, you can use them in full HD at the moment. Why? Because all the main social platform, they are using most of the time HD, because to go faster on our phones, but it can be sometime as well full HD. And we might come back to the 4K as well. We had it in the past. It was like 2 years ago, but our phones were a bit slow. But now that we have more powerful phones, we are thinking of bringing back the 4K as well. But basically all our clients with the full HD are already very happy. But yeah, it might be a solution, option that we're going to bring back.
And how do I keep track of time? If I know I want to put it on Instagram and I can't do more than a minute video for Instagram, is there an easy way to keep track of time?
Yeah, kind of. When you're shooting for Instagram, for example, like you're saying, maybe you're going to use a teaser, something a bit shorter. Otherwise, basically, as you are adding shots, you at the end of the video, of course, you know how long is the video, right? Yeah, most of our clients, yeah, they share it on Instagram, Facebook, and a lot on YouTube as well, because this is where they can have all their listings. They can share their YouTube channel. And of course, with the link of YouTube, it's easy to put it on an email. If you want to send an email to a client to show a property, you just add the link. So yeah, that's how
if you're doing I don't know what, let's say a normal size house, whatever normal means, and I don't even know if there's such a thing, because normal in New York City is different than Atlanta.
Yeah.
Are you typically shooting less than a minute videos anyway?
It really depends on what you want. Do you want to tease people just to show them the best aspect of the property? Yes, you can do it in less than a minute. Do you want to save a lot of time on viewings? Then you want to show more. So for example, people who are like, if you have a house for rent, maybe you want to show them the whole house and save time, because maybe, I'm pretty sure they're making less money on rent than, for example, a listing. So you don't want to spend too much time on the renting place. You share the link, and if people watch it, they're like, oh, I'm already in the house now. I know exactly how it's organized. And it's not like the 360 or 3D. You don't have to click. It's a video. So you just have to watch it. And
careful, our community likes that clicking of 360s.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying it's not good.
We might want to use a different example on that. But so if I want to create two videos to say, okay, I want the full view, and I think it takes 2.5 minutes, or it took 2 minutes, but I also want to have Instagram. Do I need to shoot twice?
There is option for that. If you really want to do different kind of length for your videos, you can as well shoot with your phone, and then you have all these shots in your phone, and you can import them. So for example, you can import your shot inside Momenzo. If you want a really long video, you're going to import all your shots. It's really fast as well. If you want, for example, a shorter video, you're going to import only maybe 5 shots. You are going to choose how long you want them to be. So you can, yes, you will need to do it twice if you want to do like different lengths of videos, but it's really fast too.
But I would not need to shoot twice, because in the example you described, I'm not necessarily using the Momenzo app to shoot that particular listing. I'm just shooting the video with my smartphone, hopefully with my gimbal as well. And therefore, I now have all these video clips, and it sounds like I now have a choice to say, select clip 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Momenzo does all the editing using the clips that were already on my phone.
Exactly, on your library. Yes, you can shoot with your phone and import them. That's funny, because before, like I was saying, every time the evolution of Momenzo app is with the recommendation of the clients, which are real estate agents. And before, we were having like long videos, and then we had like short, like editing, making them shorter, and the agents, they were like, oh no, it's too short, it's too fast. And we want to keep the long videos with the branding on it. And that's why we didn't touch the length of the videos, actually.
Okay. And then, so it sounds like also that's a solution for aerial. So if I happen to have an aerial video, I can incorporate that within the Momenzo workflow simply by having that video be on my smartphone in my library to simply select it.
100%. Yeah, very important as well. You can maybe have someone to shoot the video for you, the aerial video, and then maybe send it to you. You just need to have it on your phone. You can, of course, import it inside Momenzo, which is like very, very nice to have a drone shot inside your editing. Yes.
Okay, awesome. When we were playing the video, I'm not sure our listeners could hear, but I could hear music. Can you talk to me about the music library that Momenzo? What are my options for music with using? Let's see how to say this. What are my options for music within Momenzo?
So basically, you have about 20 music at the moment, like free common, like you can use them anywhere. That's something very important as well, because if you want to share it in your social media, you don't want to have any trouble. So we are choosing the music for that. And we try to change them every month. And sometimes we even ask real estate agents we are sending them like a big library of music, and we ask them to choose them, and we are going to put them in the phone, in the app. Or if you want, you can even export it without the music at all, and maybe with another software or anything you want to add your own music. And that's something we're going to develop as well, maybe to be able to import your own music or anything. But like, again, we have good music inside the app, and like with kind of different styles, and our clients are very happy with it, and we try to change them to make sure, they're not getting bored with the music.
Okay, so Momenzo is providing approximately 24 royalty-free soundtracks to be added to the videos. So I can have it with sound, with music, without sound, and I can also do a voiceover to narrate the video.
Yeah, it's very important as well. That's one of the power of the app. Like I was saying, you can shoot the sort of shots you want to do. So for example, if you want to speak in the video, you're going to use the commented shot. Okay, now I just want to add something. It's a bit technical, but it's important as well. You have, for example, we call it the voiceover or the commented shot. Basically, the commented shot is when you show your face, when you are speaking with your profile, you are speaking with your voice and your face, and the voiceover is you behind the camera talking and showing. Why is it important? Because after, when the editing is going to be automatic, with the commented shot, when you're going to speak, we're going to see you. All the layers are going to go away because we don't want the layers to be on your face. So automatically, all the layers are going to go out. But when you do the voiceover, we still have the property, no human, so we can still have all the layers on it. So that's why it's very important to say the difference between these two shots. But for both of them, when you choose commented or voiceover, the music is going to go down when you speak and going up again when you stop speaking. It's automatic. And that's something that's taking a lot of time when you edit with a normal software in a computer.
Okay, I'm a bit confused. So if I'm doing a voiceover, am I doing a voiceover for the entire length of the video, or am I doing a voiceover for a specific shot?
So now basically you can do, like, for example, the first one, like there is no voice at all. I just go through the house. Oh, I want to say something special about this room. Then I choose the shot. I'm going to show you how it looks. So when I'm here, I've got all these shots. I've got for the standard one, then I've got the commented one, then I have the voiceover, the speed up, time lapse, and I've got more shots here. And basically every time I do a shot, I choose it, I record it, I stop it, and then I can do another one. So it can be a lot of different kind of shots, and all of them are going to be behind, and then the editing, yes.
So for either the voiceover or for commented, that is going to be the specific length of that shot.
Yes, correct. It
So
will
if it's
apply
5 seconds, it's a 5-second voiceover. If it's commented, it's a 5-second commented.
exactly.
Now, if it's commented, am I using the other side of my on my iPhone? Am I looking at?
You can choose.
So I have a choice of
Yes.
either using either the front or the back of my smartphone to take that shot.
Correct, which is very good as well. If you have your gimbal or just your hands, you can choose your the selfie camera as well. You can just pick like this. And I think it's quite good as well, because some people, they just want to make it sometimes a little bit too professional to be outside. And I think it's really cool just to have the agent just speaking, like if it's a friend, it's more friendly. So yes, you have this option. But if you want to make it really professional, you can still have someone shooting you from the normal side, and you will be the other side of the camera. So you can choose between each side you want, yes.
Okay, and going back to the music, when do I select the music?
After, when you are done, when you are done with the video, you have then on the right here, you click here, and you can just choose, you can listen to them, and then you can select it.
So I see Firefly. Can I listen to that before I select it?
Yes, you just click on play. You click on play. And then if you want, you choose it, and I have it now.
Awesome. So, Guillaume, I think we've covered a lot of ground. I think we've talked about problems that this solves, the problems that Momenzo solves for real estate agents. Don't have to buy a ton of professional camera gear. Don't have to buy any kind of editing software. Don't even know how to shoot a real estate video because you're prompted the whole time of this is a bedroom, move the camera, follow the green bar.
Exactly. We are helping. We have a guided version and one we call Pro. The guided one is telling you how you can shoot. So it's giving you a recommendation. So if the first one you use it, then it's helping you.
Let's hold off on Pro to later in the show. So we're just going to assume that a real estate agent who maybe is not as sophisticated as a professional photographer is totally happy with automatic. And let's focus on that for the moment. So it's solving the problem of don't have to buy expensive gear, don't have to buy expensive software, don't have to learn how to use the gear, don't have to learn how to use the software, don't know how, don't know how to shoot a video, just follow the prompts, don't have to learn editing. The app does that. And if you want it with no music, you want it with music. You want it with music with voiceover, or you want it with music and commentated, your picture included. You want it branded, you want it unbranded. So
exactly.
So far I've lost, there's so many benefits I've lost track. Are there other reasons that are appealing to a real estate agent? I still want to stay with the problem. Are there other problems that Momenzo solves for a real estate agent?
I think actually, yeah, you've said them all. I'm just thinking if there's anything that I can coming to the top of my mind. But yeah, it's mainly about the editing part that like no one wants to work on. I mean, it's not their job. So yeah, that's mainly this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, my impression, super easy, super fast to create a real estate video with the cost of the Momenzo app. We'll talk about pricing later. We'll also talk about how our viewers can save 10% for sticking with us and hearing that special offer. It seems so amazing to me. Where did this idea come from? What problem were you trying to solve that you ended up here with Momenzo for residential real estate agents?
So yes, I mean, I will make it short, but just to tell you the story from the beginning. Before we had another company completely different. We were importing sports cars from England to France. And basically I was doing the marketing for this company, and I had to shoot, you know, every car. Every time I had a car for a client, of course, I want to sell more cars, but I want to show that the credibility that we've done a beautiful car for a client. So I was shooting the car. It took me 4 hours to record, then go home, do the editing of this new car. And every time I was kind of doing all the time the same like editing, but I had to do it every time. And then we met another co-founder, like a developer, and we went from 4 hours to 5 minutes, because basically this guy did the app, and like I was showing you, the editing is automatic, so we have to work hard first to make it ready, and then the editing is automatic. And then we've met a real estate agent, like he was just saying, okay, in the real estate industry, it's so difficult, it's so expensive to do videos, you guys should do something. I said, okay, let's work together. We've developed the product together until it said, okay, now how much is it? So we said, okay, now we have a product. And yeah, we were growing, and we were starting in France. And then we were partners with Century 21 France. And we were keeping growing with other like big companies. And now we're like selling in USA and all over the world.
So it doesn't seem possible, but the 4 hours to 5 minutes, is that really the case?
Yes, it's really the case. It's just crazy. Yeah, because all the work, I mean, when we're working on the app, of course, it took us 1 year to develop the app and make everything ready for it. But then when it's done, it's just you just follow the steps and everything is automatic. I don't have to go home again, open my computer, import all the shots, do the editing and everything. It was actually even it was faster and even better because we had all the graphic design that I wasn't doing it by myself because I didn't have the knowledge to do it. But with the app and with the designers we have, now we have all the combination. So basically when you use Momento app, you have designers, like it's kind of, you have designers inside the app for you who's done the work for you, right? So yes, it's yeah, that's a story of Momento.
So I think you mentioned two other benefits, problems that were solved we hadn't talked about earlier. One is it totally compressed the amount of time that it takes to shoot a real estate video. You as a professional videographer, probably using all the expense, thousands of dollars in gear, thousands of dollars in software, we're taking 4 hours to create something that you can now create in 5 minutes.
That's correct. And like you are saying about the advantage as well, I mean, I'm saying again about the graphic design because I think it's really, really important. You know, all this graphic design, basically, I want to say the big difference with, you can find a lot of video app who does editing, but none of them are specialized only for real estate. So that's what we are doing now. We do it like mainly for real estate, like 100% for them. We are working for a niche. We want to make sure all the templates are made for them, because for other apps, maybe the app is going to be good for a garage, like a bakery, or like it's not possible. That's why we're just focusing, and that's a huge advantage, is to have like templates made for them.
Yes, I'm glad you said that, because that was the second thing that came out of watching the video. Was it might be just watching, I mean, I guess I would probably summarize it as it's hard work to make it look so easy. So all those graphics that were added, you probably have some terms for fade in, fade out, speed up the video, fast motion video, slow motion video. I don't know, it's Chiron. I don't know what the overlay the graphic. So I don't, or a real estate agent doesn't need to be a designer of video, an aesthetic video producer. All the design and aesthetics has been handled by Momenzo with these pre-built transitions and overlays from shot to shot to shot. So I guess that seemed to be the second thing that struck me when you were telling your story was you as a professional videographer and designer were probably pretty meticulous about what your transitions looked like, what your overlays looked like, and that's what you have expertise in. But for a real estate agent, just picking up their smartphone, don't have to be an expert at design or video editing, video production.
Yeah, exactly. And I have to say again, we are very, very close from our clients. So everything, we love feedbacks. We come to them, add them, like you are saying, all the templates we have now, they've been developed for 3 years, just like with feedbacks, adjusting. We are not a real estate agent. We have all the knowledge about the design, about videography. We put everything in it, but then we need this, they know how to do their job. They know how to sell, right? So we adjust everything. Every time they're asking for something new, we develop it for them because they need it. So yes, we like Momenzo is a combination of the real estate agent needs and asking for, and all like knowledge with marketing, videos, and all the graphics around this. Yes.
Anything else on residential real estate agents meets Momenzo?
What do you mean?
Was there any other topic that we should cover regarding real estate agents and using the Momenzo app? I'm ready to move on to real estate photographers, but I want to make sure before we do that we've covered the Momenzo story for real estate agents.
No, I think we've done a lot around for the real estate agent. So yeah, I think I'm happy with it.
Awesome. So what about real estate photographers using Momenzo?
So basically, for photographers, we have more and more demands, like more and more photographers asking for it, because every time, basically, they want to offer more to the clients, of course. And one of the advantage of Momenzo, if you have your own pictures, you can create from these pictures you can like call it a show reel, or I don't know exactly what the term of it, but in few minutes you can import these quality pictures inside the app and make a beautiful video again with the branding, with all the templates. You can use it for the client. So I think they're adding value again to their services, and again in 5 minutes. So with the app. So yes, we have more and more photographers coming to us.
Do you have any concerns about photographers joining the Momenzo platform?
So of course, we are finding at the moment some limitation that we're working on as well. Because of course, when we developed the app, the main focus was on the real estate agent at the beginning. It was about their branding. So one access is one picture, one profile picture, one logo, one contact details. But when they came to us, of course, they don't have only one client, they have multiple clients. So now they're asking for different brandings. So that's something we are considering, because we always develop the app when we see a volume, when we see high demand, and it's starting to grow with the photographers. We are already working with a lot of photographers, but right now they can use a template, they can use the graphic on it, but now they're exporting without the logo, without the profile picture, because that's not something you can do at the moment. You can't play with different profile agent and everything, but they're still happy because it's still saving time on editing, and they can still use the real estate templates made for their market.
So let's talk a little bit about the problems today with using Momenzo by a real estate photographer, because I'm sure you don't necessarily, I mean, as much as you probably would like to have as many customers as possible, you probably don't want to frustrate customers.
Exactly.
So you don't really want to have a photographer join only to find out that they can't do this, that, or the other. It's probably not in the interest of the photographers, not interested in Momenzo, particularly if at some point you solve the problems for photographers. So what kind of problems does a real estate photographer experience today, Friday, February 12th, 2021, with Momenzo?
So like I was saying, it's all about the profile picture of the agent and the picture. If you have like, you know, I don't know, like maybe more than 10 clients, is getting a problem. So that's why they're exporting with a no logo or with no profile picture, and maybe with another easy app, they're going to add this logo on it, but they're still very happy because they can use all the templates, but without the branding of the agent.
Okay. So, you know, I believe first there's the first big opportunity for real estate photographers. I should kind of introduce this segment to really say, you know, why I reached out to Momenzo originally is the first time that I saw the Momenzo platform, I went, oh my gosh, this is so awesome for the We Get Around network community. So we have 25,000 plus real estate photographers. We have real estate agents, but we have a preponderance of real estate photographers. And many of our community are using first entry into residential real estate is using Matterport to create 3D tours, and from Matterport to create photos and floor plans. But there's something missing there, which is video. And I'm thinking, you know, I've been, you know, we have like 80,000 posts among 13,000 topics in the We Get Around Network forum. I think I've read nearly all of them in 6.5 years. And when I start to think about photographers, I think they fall into 3 categories. So first is kind of a newbie, new to video. And the first thing is like, oh, I don't want to spend all that money on gear, and I don't want to spend all that money on software, and I don't want to try and understand all that because I can't even get a lot of money for the real estate video, even if I could do it efficiently. So I think we have a lot of newbies that have probably said, I don't want to offer video because it's too hard. And it's too much money. So that's why I got really excited about Momenzo. And then I was thinking that second group was Matterport service providers, photographers who maybe don't even use a DSLR camera and are pulling their photos from the Matterport camera. They're pulling their floor plans from the Matterport camera, and they don't even own a DSLR camera to do real estate. They're perfectly happy with the photos that are coming from the Matterport camera. So, but they're missing the check the box for video. And again, they kind of fit into this newbie category of, I don't really want to invest in the gear and the software and then figure out how to do this. So I'll just leave video alone. And then I think the third group, Guillaume, is professional real estate photographers that already do professional video and probably have a workflow, something like what you've done with expensive camera and expensive software and a lot of knowledge and expertise. But what the photographers are finding is that the real estate agent is simply unwilling to spend the amount of money that it would take to justify the time commitment to shoot a residential real estate property. So maybe they're only doing 5% of the listings at the very top. And I'm thinking, well, they're missing 95% of the listings. And, you know, here comes Momenzo. So that has just, I was like super excited because you eliminate buying gear, maybe except for a smartphone gimbal. You eliminate the software, you eliminate the education, the learning curve, you eliminate all these things. And as you said, you compress the time from maybe taking 4 hours to shooting it in 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, certainly less than 15 minutes for any house. So as a photographer, though, that key question is, but I really want to have a be able to select the branding for each of my different clients. So is that coming? Is it coming soon? Is it, you're not sure when it's coming?
I mean, we're working on a lot of different things, but it's not soon, but it's definitely something we are putting on the top as well, because as we have a lot of people asking for it, we have to develop it, of course. I can't really say a date, but yeah, it will be done. And that's something, yes, we have to do.
Okay, so I think that We Get Around has solved this particular problem as a workaround solution, even before you offer multiple agent brands within the app, which is ultimately, it's not that you're not aware of that this is important, it's just in terms of your development, it's not there. It's not the highest priority maybe today. You got other things you're still obsessed with in terms of residential real estate agents before you go on to photographers. And obviously I'm pushing a little bit because I got a community of 25,000 plus real estate photographers that Momenzo makes a huge amount of sense, whether you're a newbie or a professional real estate photographer. This is like amazing. And so anyway, let me see if I can just share my screen for a second here. And I'm going to go into the We Get Around Network forum. I think you can see my page here.
Yes.
And this is an example of a 5-second tag. I have it looped, so it'll keep playing as I'm talking. But this member of the We Get Around Network forum community, Dave, his member name is Data Venturer in the forum. He loves your app and he's been using it, but his challenge was he's both a real estate photographer and a real estate agent, and he shoots video for his other agents. So he was really interested in how to do the branding. And I said, well, how about you use our video editor, which we met through Fiverr 2 years ago, does a ton of editing for We Get Around Network for WGAN TV Live at 5 in particular. And so George, so if you came on this page, you would see that George creates that 5-second video tag. It's created by WGN's Fiverr video editor, George. There's the link to it. And George has agreed to do these video tags for $5 each when you order 5 or more, and $10 each if you're ordering 1 or 2 at a time. So all of a sudden, for $5 each, when you're ordering 5 or more, you're getting a professionally done with the text, the graphic. Here's the logo. Here's the license number, the phone, email, website, photo, and then Dave can put that video on his smartphone, which he did, and then he went and just created a quick sample. He didn't do the entire house on this video. He just wanted to show how he's using that 5-second tag within your template. So not every room in the house, and then boom. So there's his tag. So we think there actually is an excellent workaround, is that
Yes.
you don't need to be a professional at editing that 5-second tag. All you need to do is send a message to George and say, here's the info, the photo, and our logo at times 5 or more, ideally, and create a library of tags for all their clients. And I don't know, $5 a client seems like the deal of a century to me to have it professionally done. Even if you knew how to do it, it wouldn't make sense to spend your time if someone else will spend 5 minutes on it. So what do you think of that so far?
Yeah, it's a really good idea. And actually, just to clarify how it works, then when you have these 5 seconds, then you are going to import it in the app, right? So it's like at the end of the video, you want this outro. So you import it and then you do it once. So you create for the client, you create once. And so like you are saying, it's really cheap and like very affordable to do it. And then every time you do a video for this client, you already have the outro and you can keep going and keep creating video for him. So it's one-time investment for a client, and then you can keep, selling your service to him.
Yes, so that's for We Get Around Network Forum members, that special pricing. It is free to join the We Get Around Network Forum, WGANforum.com. 50 plus membership benefits, including special pricing, in order to order these 5-second tags. So I think we solve a real problem for real estate photographers today, even until if and when Momenzo actually offers the app specifically for the photographer community. And then I thought I would just go into something else that I'd like to show. Just take me a second. I think this kind of really drives home's the point about Momenzo. You can see my screen now?
Yes.
So this is a calculator, WGANW, your income with Momenzo calculator. And so for a real estate photographer, let's say you charge $199 for a 25, 35 image shoot. Let's say you do 5 shoots a week, that's 260 shoots. In a year's time, that's $52,000. I think with Momenzo, you could actually shoot that, let's say a unbranded video, let's call it $99 for 5 to 15 minutes of your time for a shoot that you're already there, and you've just added a $25,000, $26,000 by doing a $99 add-on, unbranded. And the app already works for unbranded for real estate photographers. So if you don't even want to think about getting into the branded version, offer an unbranded version. Let's call it $99 as an add-on. And I think you actually have a shot at doing that for 100% of your shoots. I think it's also possible to probably charge another $99 for a branded version. And then all of a sudden you can see that the calculator has doubled your income. So the reason I'm so excited about Momenzo, I see it as an add-on for the We Get Around Network Forum community of real estate photographers, or whether you're a newbie real estate photographer or a Matterport service provider, or even a professional real estate photographer that's given up on trying to offer video because you can't do it in a timely manner at a price point that makes sense for a client. But I can't imagine for your professional videos that a real estate agent is not going to say yes for $99 for unbranded, maybe $99 for branded. So This calculator is free in the We Get Around Network forum. If you just join the forum and Google, or even just Google WGAN, double your income with Momenzo calculator, you'll find it, or come to our forum, WGANforum.com. And what I've tried to do here, GM, is to say, okay, those are my assumptions. But if you want to tell me, no, you're in a market that you can only get $153 and you're not doing quite as many shoots, and maybe, that's your income just from photos, or maybe you're in a bigger market and you're getting $249 a shoot, and maybe you're still doing 5 shoots a week. You can go play with these numbers and then say, well, I think I can actually charge more than what Dan says, and maybe, but I'm only going to get 90%. So you can play with the calculator and quickly see what the impact of Momenzo is. And so that's why I'm super excited, because when I look at Momenzo and I think, you're going to save all this time. I don't need to know anything about video. I don't need to be a graphic designer. I'm already on location. I can do this in 5 or 10 minutes and I'm done. And then I can upload it to YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, or share it with WhatsApp or whatever app or platform that you're using. And then I think you said the magic words at the top of the show. There's no Momenzo branding on it. So you get to export the video. And as far as the client's concerned, this is what you do. You don't have to even show them that the Momenzo and what you're doing. Just do it. I just call it magic, and that's part of your subject matter expertise. And who cares if I'm trying to say to my audience, who cares if it's totally easy, because Momenzo made it totally easy. It's value-based pricing. And if your client's paying you $199 per shoot, they'll likely pay you $99 or $199 in order to get video too, and you can do it at an affordable amount of time. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of tee that up for our audience. So a number of our professional photographers are using Filmic Pro. Could you comment on Filmic Pro meets Momenzo?
Yes, so Filmic Pro is more, I would say, about a lot of settings, like deep settings, but then it's not like really, I mean, it's taking more time. If you want to do your editing, it's not at all the same way as we do. So, and you don't have all the, like, very important as well, you don't have all the specific templates. You won't find any other app who is going to add all your branding with all this graphic design for real estate. So that's a huge gap, actually. And so, yeah, it's not as easy. When you try Momenzo...
It's compatible, but it's compatible.
Of course, yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. But it's not the same approach. You really need, if you want, you can try them both. But then when you start using Momenzo, you will figure out that it's just faster and easier.
So I think this takes some, I just want to sometimes shake the tree, because I think people sometimes get so focused on, well, I really like this tool for, this is going to be a whole conversation. Are you an artist or a business person? But if you're a business person and you use the Momenzo app, you got something that's very commercial. You can sell it, and you have invested your all kinds of extra gear, extra software, extra time editing. We've simplified. If you want to do the branding, here's a solution, $5 for 5 or more videos. You only need to do that once anyway. Incidentally, when I was showing the calculator, Guillaume, it occurred to me while you were talking earlier that I really could add updates. So, okay, I've done it as a listing. Okay, it's pending. That's $25.
Exactly.
Sold. That's $25.
You can sell events.
We rent it out. So, you don't necessarily have to give, just because Momenzo, I don't 100%. Want to start charging us, but, just because Momenzo doesn't charge for updates doesn't mean you as a photographer can't. So, even you might still come in and say, well, it's $25 for, it's $79. And when the agent says, oh, okay, great. Do you have a version for pending or for sold, for rent, you have iterations and you can charge for those. So
exactly,
I just want to point that out, because Momenzo really is this game-changing solution to enable a real estate photographer to double their income. That's how I look at this. That's why I think it's so important. That's why I'm shouting from the rooftops in the We Get Around Network forum, is to look at Momenzo. And I think really the only thing that's holding everybody back is they're super busy. You know, with the pandemic, they're out doing a lot of shoots. So they haven't had, take the time to actually say, okay, this sounds like it's going to take me a long time to learn how. I don't really have the time. I'm a professional photographer. How long is it going to take me to learn to be proficient with Momenzo?
How long is going to take you? Basically, we have a lot of video tips as well. If you go on the website for any step you're looking for, we have like special video tips, like tutorials. Otherwise, we start with, I think it's 15 minutes or 20 minutes videos you can find that we will send you as well. After 20 minutes, you just follow the tutorial, you do it with your phone, then that's it. You just record maybe once at your place. I will say maximum 30 minutes, you can do any property.
So maybe I watch up to 30 minutes of a video training tutorial before I show up on site. And then how many houses do I need to shoot that I feel like I could do this with my eyes closed? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 5? Is it 10?
I would say just one shooting, like maybe you just play at your place, you just play for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just to feel when you click on the button, how it reacts and everything. And then that's it. So yeah, maybe an extra 10 minutes just to play with the app, but nothing else. And if you have like any specific thing that you don't know, we have on our website, you have all these tutorials with like how to add text on my video, how to change the price, everything is up there on the website.
So in fact, let me take everybody to your website.
Yeah, sure.
That. And then I'm going to comment about how I recommend to get there. Can't talk and walk at the same time. So this is the Momenzo website. I'm going to suggest to get here that instead of momenzo.com, that you type WGAN info/Momenzo. You're going to come to the same page and you're going to say, why should I type that? Well, that is the WGAN affiliate marketing link for Momenzo. And if you use this link, when you go to purchase, you'll save 10%. Why don't we talk a little bit about pricing? Does this seem like a good time?
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll click on pricing. So why don't you tell us about pricing?
So basically, we have two pricings. I mean, it's like we have the monthly and the yearly, but we're going to see a little bit later on.
I'll show you that in a second, but this says yes. Early adopters $19 instead of $49. Is your plan actually to charge $49 at some point?
Basically, yes. In some point, we would like to increase the price as well. But yeah, that's why we said early adopter. Now we are going global. We want to make the price good for, very affordable for everyone. And then when you start to pay this price, you will keep this price forever. So even if we increase one day the price, you will stay at the price you subscribe. So it won't change for you.
So this is really awesome. And I thought $19 was pretty reasonable. When I clicked through, then I went, oh, well, I can get it for $14.08 in the United States. That's $169 a year.
Exactly.
So,
and it's very, very important as well. As you can see, it's unlimited videos, no engagement. We only want to keep and work with people who are happy with the app. So if you are not happy with the app, you can unsubscribe at any time. You just send an email and you can unsubscribe. Very important. We don't want anyone who is not happy with the app. So it's very easy and flexible.
So what happens if I sign up for the year and I try it for 3 months and I'm not happy?
That's different. I will recommend you start then by the monthly, as you can stop at any time. And then we have a lot of people starting with the monthly and then going for the yearly.
Okay, great. So let's just assume that for our community, $169, that seems like the deal of the century. I'm going to put in the WGAN 10 coupon code, and you see that $14.08 went to $12 $1,000,000.68. That's actually $152.10. So if you, again, you use our wgan.info/Momenzo, and then come in here and use our discount code, those two things together, then you have your choice of either paying month to month at $17.10 or paying annually $152.10, which actually works out to under $13. So in my mind, if you sell one video, 2 videos,
Yeah.
paid for it. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I can't imagine, looking at this and say, why not? I mean, maybe the only holdup is to say, well, I don't own a gimbal. I would say, well, get over it. Just, it's $150 to have the top of the line, a gimbal. And
Even 100, I will say.
Pardon?
Even 100, I will say. It's 99. Yes. Yes. And we have tutorials as well about gimbals. If people need it, we have like a 5-minute gimbal just explaining how to do it. It's super simple. And we have a tutorial as well.
So, in fact, the latest gimbal that just came out from DJI, let me just see if I can go Google it quickly in our community. Just take me a second. So in fact, I'll call it up. I just want to just show a picture of it here real quick. So in our WGAN Text and Win sweepstakes recently, we actually gave away one of these to one of our winners. This is the DJI OM4 handheld 3-axis smartphone gimbal stabilizer, and you can buy that on Amazon for $149. And one of the really cool things about this is, if you've ever had a gimbal before, this one just really, there's a little clip that goes around that phone, and there's a little magnet, and it attaches, and you don't have to balance the gimbal. If you've ever experienced that before, no balancing.
And something good about this DJI as well, basically it's a special arm, not the same as all the other gimbals, and it's very good if you have a wide angle, because when you're going to shoot, you're not going to see the arm of the gimbal. This is one of the specialty of this gimbal. Yes. Yeah.
So excuse me, I just thought that was awesome, that $150, and as you said, for those who are a little bit more price sensitive, for $100 you can still get an awesome gimbal. It's
for sure.
It's really quite amazing. Guillaume, we've covered a lot of ground. What have we not talked about with Momenzo that would make sense to talk about?
Maybe the updates that we are working on, and that would be something interesting as well to talk about. So what I will say, now we are working, of course, on different formats. That's something we want to help with, like, the square, the portrait format and everything. So that's something we are working hard on. And yeah, very soon we will have it. And something else will be on the onboarding for the platform. So right now, every time you subscribe, our team get in touch with you. We do it like manually with you. And we're working on a special platform that will make it automatic. So you won't need us anymore. You just log in inside the app, the platform, and you will upload your pictures. And that's probably the way we're going to be able to offer a lot of different branding as well, because it will be automatic. So that's something we are developing as well at the moment. And what else? I think that's mainly what we're focusing now. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Good. And I'll keep lobbying you about the photographer community, because excuse me, I know our community would just love to have the ability to have multiple agent branding. And, I can imagine at some point when you have that, you probably do have a $49 a month product, particularly for real estate photographers. And I think what I'm hearing is, for those that join the Momenzo, subscribe now to Momenzo, is that you'll grandfather them in at the existing rate, no matter if there's pricing increases. So, I'm telling my community, hey, Matter Peeps, photographers, real estate photographers, run, don't walk, get Momenzo, because you'll be grandfathered in on pricing. And it's only going to get better. And even today, you could probably double your income using the Momenzo app. I just think it's awesome. In fact, I'm so pumped up, Guillaume. I'm going to just take, if you don't mind, a minute or two, and I'm just going to tell the community my thoughts. Just
No problem.
summarize, then maybe you can embellish. Excuse me. So if you're watching us on WGAN TV live at 5, we've been talking for about an hour and 15 minutes with Guillaume Taib. He's the co-founder of Momenzo. And I thought I was excited before the show. I'm super excited, having, visited now with Guillaume. Run, don't walk, get Momenzo. It is an awesome platform that enables you to easily, quickly, seamlessly create professional real estate listing videos without any expensive gear, without any expensive software, without having to learn software for editing, without having to be a designer in order to have amazing transitions in graphics. And the fact that you can be on a location already doing a real estate photo shoot, call it $199. Maybe you're doing 25 or 30 photos. What a perfect opportunity to offer an add-on, because you're already on site, of a professionally created real estate video that will take you 5 to 15 minutes of additional time on site, and likely less than 10 minutes. And for those that are just racing through the house, it possibly could be as little as 5 minutes to shoot. And I say Momenzo in terms of shooting, editing, and sharing, but frankly, there is no editing because Momenzo does the editing. And as Guillaume talked about earlier, the problem that he solved for himself working on a previous project where it was taking 4 hours to shoot and edit a video of a minute or two, now literally takes less than 5 or 10 minutes on site. I just think it's amazing. And in addition, that Momenzo has been kind enough to extend a 10% discount for WGAN TV viewers and WGAN forum viewers of 10% off, whether you're doing it month to month or whether you're prepaying for the year. And using that WGAN affiliate link, wgan.info/Momenzo, and the WGAN coupon code, WGAN10, WGAN10, you can get the Momenzo for an entire year at $152.10, works out to less than $13. It's $12.68. And for $152.10 for something that you will likely make back on your first shoot, this is just a huge opportunity to offer real estate videos as an add-on. And then depending on your market, if you're shooting photos for $149 or $199 or $249, I'm going to guess that you could probably get as much money for video as an add-on. And if you don't think you can, split the price and offer, let's say if you're doing a $199 photo shoot, for $99, you'll do an unbranded real estate video for your client. And if they want it branded, Then for another $99, you'll do a branded version. So you've just doubled your income on an annual basis by using an app, by using the Momenzo app that lets you double your income for 5 to 10 minutes of additional time on site. The phones, it's like, I don't know how to make it any easier for real estate photographers. And if you're hung up on, but I don't like the transitions and I don't like the graphics and I don't, get over it, because it'll never be as good as you can do it with your thousands of dollars in gear and thousands of dollars in software and countless hours in training. But if you don't make this transition and switch so that you can provide real estate videos for 100% of your clients, then at some point your competition will be. So if you're still stuck in taking an hour or 2 or 3 or 4 to create a real estate video, and the next person that comes into your client says, I can do something that's very similar, and I can charge you $99 or $149 or $199, whatever the number is, then too late. You're going to miss the opportunity. And if you have legacy clients, maybe you'll give them the benefit of the new pricing, maybe not. But in my mind, 100% of your real estate photo shoots need to include video. And I think, Guillaume, I'm going to turn it back to you because I could imagine you have some talking points about why video is so important today.
Yeah, it's huge. Actually, mainly for real estate as well, because people, they want to project themselves and it's helping them. I mean, with video, you have emotion. It's something, and plus, it's not like pictures are very good to have like an overlook. But with videos, you're going to have more sensation and you want to project people that's going to take their phone and call you. So, and as you can see on social media as well, all the algorithm, they are playing with video. I mean, if you are putting a video or a picture, the algorithm is going to push up the video more than picture as well. So you have to play with the new internet rules.
Awesome. Before we end the show, anything else that we should cover, talk about, something that we've missed?
I think I'm very, very happy with this talk, and thank you, Dan, for having me. It was super interesting. And yeah, I mean, I think we've been over everything. So yeah, I've got nothing to add. So just saying thank you for this show.
Awesome. How about thumbs up, and we'll get a thumbnail here for our video. Big smile.
Nice.
Good. And I didn't even ask you, Guillaume, where are you today? Where are you doing your call from?
Right now, I'm in the Canary, in Tenerife, in an island. But most of the time I'm living in France. So I'm between, an island in Tenerife and France.
Awesome. And I'm in Atlanta. So again, thanks for being on the show today. We've been visiting with Guillaume Taib. He is the Momenzo co-founder, founder of the platform Momenzo for real estate agents and for real estate photographers. I'm Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network Forum, and you've been watching WGAN TV live at 5.